Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms at Fino Boxing. You can follow my personal social media at Adriana_sports. Enjoy. Hey guys, Adriana Jimenez joined here with two-division world champion Jessie Vargas. Jessie, Happy New Year. It's great to see you. Thank you, thank you. Great to start off the new year with some boxing in person. I think you've already been to several fights in person. It's my first one, so I'm really excited. You can't see me smiling, maybe with my eyes, but I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk to you. It's been a while. You know, we always have some great conversations leading up to fights, and you're able to break it down. If you guys don't know, he has some of the best fight breakdowns here at Fino Boxing. So search Jessie Vargas. You're going to see him break down and analyze everything really well. And make sure to tune in tomorrow on DAZN Espanol. You're going to see this man. He does it all.
Tune in early because the fights start at 1 p.m. All right, so, I mean, you don't want to tune in at 6. The fight's going to be over. So you got to know this, you know. Tune in early, 1 p.m., all right, Saturday. Don't forget. All right, and it's going to be a good fight. You know, you got Ryan Garcia against Lou Campbell. And then the whole card is actually going to be a good one. I'm very excited for it. I think the fans are going to love it. It's a great way to start the year for the boxing fans and for the people that are getting into boxing, for the people just looking to have some entertainment, you know, because as we all know, we're not going out much as much as we used to before COVID, unfortunately. But we do have some entertainment that has to do with boxing. It's going to be great fights, ice versus fire. You know, that's what they're calling it. You know, Lou Campbell against Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a good prospect, and I would say more than that. You know, I think he's past the prospect. He's building himself into a mega star, but in order for him to accomplish it, he needs to defeat Lou Campbell tomorrow.
I wanted to start off, Jessie, asking you about you because we, you know, besides being on camera and everything, we want to see you inside the ring too. So, but you're already leading me into the main event tomorrow, so I'm gonna put this on hold. I'll ask you about you, but you know, you're telling me that you see Ryan a little more of a prospect. If he wins tomorrow night, he gets the interim WBC title, becomes a mandatory for Devin Haney. But before he gets to become the mandatory, he needs to go past Lou Campbell. Lomachenko and Linares were able to defeat Campbell but not win by knockout. Do you think Ryan Garcia could be the one that actually does this? And if so, what does that say about Ryan Garcia?
I mean, he has high possibilities of accomplishing winning by knockout just because of his speed and power. You know, the guy does have a lot of power. He's had a few knockouts with his new trainer, Eddie Reynoso, you know, that were, you know, great victories for him in sensational fashion. I mean, his last fight, he knocked out Duno in 1 round, you know, with a surprising left hook. He takes his time and he sets up his big shot. So, but then again, Lou Campbell is a gold medalist from 2012 Olympics. So, I mean, the kid's talented. He has a lot of experience, a lot of amateur and a lot of pro experience. He's been in there against the best, Lomachenko, Linares, and he hasn't been knocked out. So, going back to it, the question is, can Ryan Garcia knock him out? And if he does, what does that say? That just means that he's a potential. I think he's the build-up of becoming a mega superstar. That just shows it. Like, it's not even passing. It's not even, say, you know, passing a certain limit. It's just opening the door and getting there. You're there already. You know what I mean? You're a superstar because no one really believes he can knock out Lou Campbell at this point. And then tomorrow we'll find out. I think no one's going with that, but again, Luke is a tremendous athlete. We'll find out tomorrow if he's gonna able to beat Ryan Garcia in this fight and just shock the world, or Ryan Garcia shocks the world with a tremendous knockout.
In either way, for either fighter to get the victory, what would you say are the keys to victory for both fighters? I'll start with Ryan Garcia. How does he win?
Ryan Garcia fighting from the outside, you know, fighting at his distance and setting up big punches. You know, keeping him at range, keeping Lou Campbell at range, and eventually landing that big left hook, you know, right on the chin. But first, I think that he's going to have to distract Lou Campbell with other punches, uppercuts, right hands, maybe a ton of jabs, a lot of feints, and eventually look for that big hook. We'll see if he's able to accomplish that. As for Lou Campbell, I would say that he needs to be either one of two things. I think he needs to choose 2 different styles at different times. if he fights in the inside, fights in the pocket, he won't really let Ryan Garcia fight his fight, you know, because he's so rangy, but long and rangy. But then again, Luke is actually pretty tall himself. You know what I'm saying? So they're two of the tallest guys in their divisions. With that being said, I'd say that Luke has the experience to box from the outside, right? Move around, just make sure not to get hit with anything, you know, anything big, because that is highly possible. So he just to make sure that he's alert at all times, outboxing his opponent, moving left and right, a lot of feints, and you know, just picking them points by points. Because the only way I see Lou Campbell winning is by decision. So you would have to just make sure that he's on top on points, or he can also choose his moments and then fight in the inside, fight in the pocket. But he's not that type of fighter. He's not the type of fighter that fights inside the pocket. So for him to make the change now is going to be difficult. I think he just needs to be patient, move around, use distance, and just, you know, I wouldn't say pick his shots, because, I mean, of course, every fighter has to do that. But more than anything, just score the right points, you know, that are visible for him to come out with the victory.
Well, there's a lot of eyeballs on this fight. You know, talking to Oscar De La Hoya earlier, he says that that Ryan is in a unique situation where champions already, you know, mentioning him, calling him out. Oscar seemed interested in perhaps making a fight with Tank Davis. Obviously, we hear all this beef with Devin Haney, with Teofimo Lopez, and Tank Davis. He said that if he could pick out of the three, he'd like to see him against Tank. Is that the fight that you would like to see Ryan Garcia, assuming he wins tomorrow night, that Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, or what's that big fight that you like to see him with?
I mean, if it's up to me, I would say Devin Haney. I think that would make for a great fight, you know, in a fight that will become a trilogy, you know, because both fighters have a long career in this sport, and I truly believe that a fight against Devin Haney will bring in a lot of viewers and a lot of interest. And then after this fight, they can both, I think the fight would be so very entertaining, stylistically speaking, to the point that, you know, win or lose for both fighters, they're going to continue to rise, you know, and still become stars, still maintain themselves as being stars. But ultimately, I'd say they would have 2, 3, 4 fights together. You know, they would be another, like, a pack. I don't want to describe it so much like this, but the reason I'm saying is because when we watched the Marquez versus Pacquiao trilogy or 4 fights, you know what I mean, we were always entertained. And I think that they would put up a fight that is really entertaining, you know, no matter how many times you see it. And I think that they are mega stars in the making.
When you look at the lightweight division, who do you consider the best right now? Who's number one?
I mean, they're all up there. You know, I would definitely have to put Gervonta Davis up there. Teofimo Lopez, I mean, he's definitely up there. You know, Devin Haney's right there. And Ryan, if he wins tomorrow in sensational fashion, you put him up there as well.